Hi guys, welcome to Cat's Cozy Life. If you are new here, thank you so much for logging in. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support on my channel. So my name is Kat, and so we do different things on this channel. I do some sketching videos, some vlogs, some crochet videos, and also Kat's chats, where we're talking about Christ-based topics and basically just diving into topics with each other. And please do leave your ideas, thoughts, and suggestions down in the comments, and also tell me what other things you would like us to talk about in this series. So today we are talking about how consuming kills your creativity. And this is something that I've started to realize since I have started a YouTube channel, my Instagram. I've just started creating much more than I consume, and it has just benefited me in so many different ways that I would like to share with you. So for starters, I would just say if you want to start creating in any way that you would like, whether that is through making Instagram blogs or doing your YouTube, whatever ways you would like to, even if it's writing blogs and writing a book, I would say do it. I know we have that fear of like, what if you start off and no one supports and it's not perfect or anything like that? But when I started my YouTube video, I heard something that just like helped me calm down about the success of my YouTube channel. Someone said that if you only have like a few videos up, you shouldn't just like expect to be successful yet. You should wait until you have a bunch, like 100 or so videos, and then your like channel will start to grow and grow. Because the truth is, it's cringy in the beginning. It's cringy to like, especially to you who's doing the work. You're gonna be like, are people actually watching this? Like, am I talking to camera right now? And it's just gonna be cringy in the beginning, but once you start doing the work, you'll start to grow and you'll start to see how your videos, whatever you might be doing, can impact other people's lives. And also, it's like a little blog for yourself. When you get older, you get to watch these videos and see how you were when you were younger. And although it's cringy in the beginning, it will lead to success one day and it won't be cringy then. But it is really fun, like thinking of new things to actually put up on your channel, put up on your Instagram. It's a really fun process. It's like a new hobby for me, content creating. But let's talk about this. So, consuming definitely kills your creativity. And why do I say this? Because creating frees the mind. Once you stop taking in all this different information from like doom scrolling, your mind just starts to like quiet down and you start to have this very sound mind where you can really just create your own thoughts, ideas, and opinions. And then creating also defines your identity and your character. So one of my biggest problems with consuming is that when you are constantly scrolling, you tend to start believing and seeing things the way that other people see them and not necessarily how you would actually see them. So for instance, if you have an Instagram post where other people are preferring one thing rather than another, like with the whole pineapple story, everyone acts like pineapple on pizza is so bad, and at a point, like I started to agree with the people because I just wanted to like, fit in. But the truth is pineapple on pizza, guys, actually slaps. Like, I'm sorry. But if you go to Instagram posts nowadays, you have like 1,000 or so people saying pineapple on pizza is not good for you and it does not slap. But in reality, I'm sure most of those people think that pineapple on pizza is actually good. And they probably have it in their secret private time. So also creating brings you closer to God. When you have a sound mind, you find yourself in a space where you can actually be still and try to hear what God is trying to say to you. You try to hear the answers clearly, and also reading your Bible more helps you like learn and memorize the character of God. And you don't have the other things that you're consuming blocking your memory and your focus. And so you get to focus more on the things that actually matter to you. So, number one, your creating needs quiet time. In order to actually start fostering the mindset of someone who is thinking of new ideas, things that you haven't seen before, you need to quiet down the other people who are talking. People who are talking things that make you scared or make you feel like you're going to fail, things that, are talking insecurity on your creations, whatever. And also just stop wanting to be like other people. When you're consuming so much, you start to want to do things the way other people are doing them. When you're like drawing, you use other people's drawing as a reference and you end up copying. But when you start actually sitting and having that quiet time, you start to think, who am I inside? What do I actually want to draw? What do I want to talk about? What do I want to show people? You know, you start to be confident in what your thoughts and opinions are and how you can express that through your creativity. And also, God talks when you are still. Most creativity comes from God, and that's when you know your creativity will be successful. So think about it. I always think about how when they were making the temple, like God gave them such specific ideas, and I can imagine the things looking so cool, and there was so much creativity involved in the making of the temple. You know, what they would wear, how the different bronze items would look, how like there was just a lot going on, like how high and how tall the building was. They had all those steps in there. And so when you have the talent to be creative in a certain area, that's basically a gift that was given to you by God. You know, He gave you that skill to be creative in that way, in whatever way you are. Some people are great writers, great artists, great musicians. And so you have to respect that talent and understand that you have to make sure that your mind is actually free for God to actually feed into that talent of yours, so that you make sure you're not using it for the wrong stuff, but that you're using it to actually spread the word and spread what you would actually like to like give to other people, what you want other people to feel from your creativity that you're expressing. And creating in a quiet time gives you more time in a day. So when you scroll, you can literally scroll for probably like 2 hours and you don't even see the time going by. But if you sit down and you start writing, you start thinking, you start, you know, just looking at the world around you and just being quiet for some time, you start to realize that we actually have 24 hours in a day. It's just crazy. So I was looking at this post the other day, and the post basically just said, it was like a motivational post, and it basically just said, you have enough time in a day. So all the time, you know, people always talk about, oh, I don't have enough time. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. But the truth is, if you didn't go on Instagram, TikTok, if you weren't constantly watching YouTube videos, how much extra time could you have? Like, if you use the short breaks in your day to think of something new, to either focus on whatever thing you would have to do in a day, instead of going on Instagram for like 5 minutes and then it ends up being a whole hour, how much time would you actually have to do all the tasks you would like to get done in a day? Like, if you just put the social media down for a second, you're going to realize that 24 hours is a lot. Like, it is really a lot. And I've started to realize this, like, while I'm busy creating, I put timers on my apps and everything. Like, I only have like 40 minutes for Instagram and even Pinterest, because Pinterest can make me scroll like crazy. And I've started to realize that there's a lot of time for you to be doing different things, getting into different hobbies that you would like to try out. And it's not even about being good just from the beginning. It's just about actually using different parts of your brain to start thinking of things more outside of the box. This is just beneficial for you, for your memory, for your focus, and just for relaxation as well. So, point number two, consuming random content on and on is harmful. So, like what I said in the first point, it acclimatizes you to other people's opinions. You start to think of things a certain way that doesn't really correlate with your actual beliefs. If someone likes a certain brand more, or a famous person likes a certain brand, you just tend to go along with that because everyone's doing it, you know, and you're not taking the time to actually think, does this stuff correlate with my actual beliefs? Do I have to have an opinion on this thing? Because the truth is, you don't have to have an opinion on everything. Sometimes it's like thinking of other worries and stuff that are happening in the world is really just taking up space in your brain that is not helping or adding to your life at all. And so, constantly consuming these opinions that are just situations in other people's lives might be taking away from what you could be actually doing with your life. And also, overconsumption makes it difficult to learn and to focus. Scrolling on those short videos with those vibrant colors, loud sounds, music playing in the background, And it's literally just 15 seconds. Like, even making short form content is not that nice because it's like you really just have that like 4 little seconds because people are just gonna scroll immediately. Like, when I used to constantly scroll, watching a video that's like 2 or 3 minutes is like, I would not do that. I was just gonna scroll halfway. Like, I don't even want to hear the full story. Like, when you see part one, part two, I don't even care about the story anymore. And it just seems so harmless at the time, but when you start doing your schoolwork, when you're trying to watch a YouTube video that is actually going to add to your knowledge, you realize that you can't even sit down for that 20 minutes and listen to one thing for like in one sitting. You'll have to like break it up into pieces, and it makes it difficult to actually focus and to learn and to take in things that you actually need in your memory, like your school books and your school content needs you to focus and to remember that stuff more than remembering every sound you hear on TikTok or your reels. You know what I mean? And so it's actually taking away from the things you actually need to be doing. So then point number three, what actually brought me to this topic. So I actually got into this topic when I was reading in the book of 1 Kings, and I was reading about the story of Solomon. So Solomon is King David's son, and so when David asked God, like, can he start building the temple of the Lord? Then God said, no, Solomon, your son, will be the one to build my house, the temple. And so David started stocking up different things for Solomon to be able to build that temple when he got older, and making the different connections so that he could get the certain wood that he needed and whatever. And so Solomon had this heart where he was just ready to do the work of the Lord and to build the temple. And so when his heart was in the right space, he went to Gibeon. I'm reading from 1 Kings chapter 3 verse 4. So the king, this is Solomon, went to Gibeon to offer sacrifices, for that was the most important high place. And Solomon offered 1,000 burnt offerings on the altar. At Gibeon, the Lord appeared to Solomon during the night in a dream, and God said, ask for whatever you want me to give you. Solomon answered, you have shown great kindness to your servant, my father David, because he was faithful to you and righteous and upright in heart. You have continued this great kindness to him and have given him a son to sit on his throne this very day. Now, Lord my God, you have made your servant king in place of my father David, but I am only a little child and do not know how to carry out my duties. Your servant is here among the people you have chosen, a great people too numerous to count or number. So give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours? The Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for this. So God said to him, since you have asked for this and not for long life or wealth for yourself, nor have you asked for the death of your enemies, but for discernment in administering justice, I will do what you have asked. I will give you a wise and discerning heart so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor will there ever be. Moreover, I will give you what you have not asked for, both wealth and honor, so that in your lifetime you will have no equal amongst kings. So Solomon was given this task to make the temple, right? So that is, we can view that as his place of creativity, what he was meant to be doing in his life, the talent he was given to administer that project. And so when he went to Gibeon at the high place and he was talking to God, he was like worried that he wouldn't be able to be a proper king, basically, because he was saying like, this is a big task and I'm just a small servant. But then he knew that even though his strength and his like creativity, maybe he felt shaky in that, but he knew that God had exactly what he needed and that God could perfect like his talent through God's strength. And so he asked, God was like basically saying like, let me grant you a wish, ask for what you want and you're going to receive it. And so Solomon then asked for the correct skills to be able to do the work that God has given him. So we all have our talents, and I'm sure you've heard it teaching in church or on some video that your talent is not meant to only benefit you. The gift that God has given you, that talent is not meant to only benefit you. It's supposed to benefit other people as well. You might end up writing or making a video about something that inspires and changes another person's life. And so using and valuing that talent is very important. But these days we kind of have this like perfectionist thing where you want to be great at something before you start. You want to have multiple supporters before you start, and it really does not work like that. But once your heart is in the correct place and God sees that you are starting to do the work, He will be so proud that He will give you and pour into your project, into your creativity, more of the skills that you need to be successful, because it's through God that we will find success and find our actual purpose. And so this story really ignited a fire in me to actually start using my creativity and respecting the talent that I've been given to make these videos, to like actually do projects and use my creativity in different ways so that I could unlock those different parts of my brain my brain's like, I only have one, but yeah, of my brain, and to actually get into that space with God where I could be like, God, use me as a vessel to do your work, and I'm actually going to do it. You can take so much time planning on something, figuring out how to do it correctly, worrying about the resources, but you don't need to do that. Once your heart is in the correct place and God can see that, those things are all going to fall into place. You will find the resources, you will find the time to do it, and you will actually have the strength and the skill needed to carry out those projects. So God gifted Solomon with this wisdom and knowledge. And so that teaches us to focus on God being our source. Don't see yourself as someone who is lacking. You have that talent. You know that project, that creativity has been placed within you. And so you need to respect that and to use that to pour into other people's lives and to share that light that God has given you. And you need to also reassure yourself that your mind is able to do great things. You are able to use and to actually carry out the ideas that you have on a daily basis. Don't just keep them in. They're going to benefit other people. They're going to benefit you as well. And this teaches us that everything will be successful with God in it. If God is there in your project will be successful. And so your main process, your main purpose in every project and every process in your life should involve like God. It should involve God, because that is the only way that you're actually going to know where to go. There'll be times when you don't know what to do, and you might not feel like doing the project that you're doing. Like if you start a blog or you make a YouTube channel, you might not feel like posting, you might be scared to post, but having that purpose like in your mind and having it written there that I'm doing this for God will make you see that there's a greater purpose than just you. And so you won't allow your feelings to lead you astray, to make you be inconsistent, but then you will focus on actually getting things done, because you know that with God, this thing is going to become a huge success and it's going to impact my life and other people's lives, and it will be a legacy that you can leave for the generation that's coming behind you. And so that is me. Thank you so much for listening to my video. I hope that this pushes you and lights you up inside so that you can start creating and using the ideas that you have been given. Because even if everyone else is doing that thing, like even if you think everyone has a YouTube channel these days, maybe people don't need to hear what I'm gonna say. You should know that there's only one you. And so that word, that idea, that thing you're thinking of creating, that new invention, that is only in you. You're the only one who's going to do it in the way that you are going to do it. And maybe that's going to be the best way that it can be done. And even if you don't know where to start, you have to start moving before you can actually see what's going to happen. And it's not going to fail if God is in it. Even if there's dips, even if sometimes it feels like things are taking a back step, as long as God is there, you can be assured that it is not going to fail, whatever that project is. So start creating. You don't have to create the same way that other people do. You don't have to do what other people do. You don't have to spread the word. Like, the same way that other people do. You might have a different way of doing this thing. You might want to create a blog instead of a YouTube channel. You might want to create certain art instead of a YouTube channel and stuff like that. There's people who even make coloring books. Like, there's so many different ways. So many people have different ideas and things that are just going to share that light that God has given us. And that is the main purpose of the thing. Just share that light in whatever way you can. Don't be scared to create. Don't make it feel like it's cringy. Even if you're scared, all you need is just press that button, press that share, press that send the video out. Just start. It's not that bad when you start. Do things your way. Make sure that God is in it, ordering your steps. So thank you so much for listening to this video. If you would like to see more of my videos, I will put the thing on the side so that you can tap into the playlist where we have all the catch chats videos, and there's other videos as well where you can see me drawing, crocheting. There's also a nice video about my testimony that I think was my second video. It was my second video, and so please do go watch that to also find out more about me if you want to know more about me. And then my Instagram as well, it's cat_cozy_life. Please do go follow my Instagram. I just started a new one, and I just do like short little blogs and reels or whatever on just my type of content. It's really different stuff. I don't have one specific niche. But yeah, thank you so much for supporting. Please do like and subscribe to see more. I hope you have a wonderful week or weekend or tomorrow or day. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but bye bye. Thank you so much for watching.